Today I just wanted to show you how to make cuttings of French tarragon. And the reason for me doing this is because I have beautiful French tarragon, but it's all being crowded out by the yarrow and this oregano that I have here. And I really love the oregano and I don't mind it taking over, and it's super strong. So I'm just going to move these beautiful little French tarragon guys someplace else. But the problem with French tarragon is you can't do it by seed. They have all that Mexican tarragon and things that you can grab, and we've got wild tarragon, but nothing tastes like this French tarragon to me. So it's just really sweet. So I'm gonna show you how to go ahead and take a French tarragon sprig like this. So reach down here, and it's probably better if you go ahead and just use some scissors. And I'm trying to do this to the camera, so forgive me how this may look. There's the clipped. And then take your sprig, and there he is. And then I'm going to take him inside, and I'll show you what I'll do with him. And I already have some that I did a couple yesterday, and I'll show you what I've done with them. So these are my items that I'm going to use to do my little cutting. This is just a little pot, plastic pot with some soil, potting soil that's been moistened. It's pretty wet. And there's a couple sticks. I'll show you what to use those for. Some tape. And this is a bag with our little sprig on top of there. All right, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, I don't know if I can do this holding the camera. So you see how it is right now? There's a lot of leaves at the base. I'm going to go ahead and pull those little leaves off, and I'll show you in a second how that'll look. It's very simple. I should be able to do this. Let's see. So I'm going to take and just... And bear with me, it's kind of hard to manipulate the camera with this, but these little leaves come off easily. You just take and slide them off on the end. You see that? See how it's bare now there, and you just keep pulling them. And again, I'll use those leaves actually in my, for my eggs or something, or in some kind of cooking to taste later. They're really nice. They're beautiful. I love tasting this. So you can see the end is very stripped, but the top still has leaves. Okay. So very simply, we're going to take him now, and we're just going to take and put him right into this soil. It's been very damp, down to where there's no, where there's no leaves. Take that last leaf off, and put him down there. And don't want to be him too high, and don't really want the leaves touching anything at all for this. Let's try this again. Here we go. So. All right, there he is. Now, again, I wouldn't do this in the sun probably usually, but it's great for the video. And I'm going to go, because they start to wilt, right? So here, I'm going to put a little stick here on this side, all the way down there. Another little stick on this side, which is still pretty tall. But I'll show you why we're going to do that. This bag here, we're just going to take the bag, and flip it right over the top. Right over the top of this. Right. And around the base. So it's down and around the base here. And you can see the sticks are holding the bag off of the sprig. Alright, so there's plenty of room in there and plenty of air. And I'll show you in a minute why that is. And then we're going to take a piece of tape. Just simply use a piece of tape off of here. We're going to tighten the bag at the base. And then just tape it. Just take a piece of Scotch tape so it's tight around the base, to not let in, well, really not to let out too much air. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be real tight or anything, but you can see you've got a nice bag around there with those two sticks. Now I'll show you one earlier that I've done, and you'll see why the two sticks are there and how this works. So what we've created is a little greenhouse here, and inside there, which you can barely see because of the condensation against the bag, is our beautiful little sprig. And he's in full sun here, and he's been here for a while waiting for me to do this video, and he's not wilting at all. And the reason is because he's got a moisture content on the outside where he's not having an evaporative quality from his leaves that would wilt him. That bag is like a tiny miniature greenhouse, but a very condensed greenhouse with a lot of condensed water to keep him moist, because he doesn't have any roots to pull in the moisture, until those roots develop. And again, you can't see him very well, but he's in there and he's flourishing, and he'll stay flourishing as long as, you know, he's got this environment with high moisture content, giving him time to develop roots on the area that we peeled away. I don't actually have sticks in here because the bag was upright enough. I just wanted to show you that the sticks in there keep the bag off of the leaves. And, you know, if you think about why that would be, is that you wouldn't want, you know, water constantly against those leaves, or they might start to rot and turn brown and actually, you know, not help the plant at all. It'd actually kill it. So we want to keep the bag off the leaves, but a high moisture content in the air around him until he gets the time to, or she gets the time to develop the roots beneath, and then he won't need this bag, and we'll pull him out of this whole thing, and then we'll have our little plant that will harden off in the sun, and then eventually transplant where we want it, where other plants won't overdo the grow, you know, crowd them out, and we'll have our French tarragon in a great place that'll support us. And it'll probably be out here on this deck in my wicking beds, which I have over there when planned for it. And anyway, that's it. That's how you do a cutting for French tarragon. It works with some other plants as well, and these are all my seedlings waiting to be planted this year.